Roger,
Hey, there you go, my friend.
there we are.
Here we are. All right,
What's the saying? Better late than never.
better late than never. So, but you know what? The people are still coming in. I can see one by one, so they're all coming in. So we're okay. I'll make up time. But we got exciting
All right, sounds
information for
good.
them.
Yep. So we had a little bit of technical difficulty, guys. Right now I'm on the phone, so hopefully everybody can hear me pretty well.
Yeah, I can hear you pretty well. So
Okay, great.
you
So
can
let's
start.
wait a few more minutes for some more people to come in.
Yep, literally. With over close to 350 people um,
Excellent. Gotta
registered.
love our tribe, man. We got a rock star tribe here.
Yeah, and well, this because you've got some great information to share, brother. So you tell me when you're ready, and I'll rip and roar.
All right, let's just jump right into it, buddy.
All right, and guys,
All
I'm
right,
gonna.
so
Huh?
go ahead. I just have a little bit of feedback.
Um, on my end, I have none.
Okay. All right, so I hear myself kind of like through a couple tunnels, but we'll roll with it. So I'll go ahead and do the intro, and let's get cranking into this.
All right, brother.
All right, guys. So today we got our guest speaker, our webinar leader here, Mr. Roger Salam. He is a phenomenal person. If you haven't heard about him already, you're about to learn, admire, and probably follow from here on out. He's got quite the passion, quite the record. So he's an award-winning inspirational speaker, a best-selling author of a bunch of different books on sales, marketing, real estate investing courses. He's been listed as America's premier expert and recent Thought Leader of the Year award by National Academy of Best-Selling Authors. Really, really cool. Roger's also chairman and founder of the Winner Circle, largest and most respected invitation-only mastermind forum for levels of top business leaders and highly successful entrepreneurs. Now, I've been to several of these meetings, and they are phenomenal. I mean, we got people there that are inventing the next apps and doing things at multi-million-dollar levels, huge players, and Roger heads this and created it. It's really phenomenal. He's also an active fulfillment real estate investor and conducts his own seminars all over the U.S. on the topic of real estate investing and financial freedom. He and his partner have owned over 500 investment properties in the greater Tampa Bay area. So for all you South Florida people, this guy is your man. He currently buys over 100 properties each and every month, including this month. And we're going to get into that, and you guys are going to be blown away at the inventory and how they are doing this. It is literally stuff that nobody's talking about. And before getting into real estate, he actually used to be the #1 speaker and trainer for, as everybody here hopefully knows, the one and only Anthony Robbins. Now, I say Tony Robbins. Roger, what's the correct? Is it Anthony or Tony?
It's Anthony Robbins.
Anthony, all right. All right, and he has delivered over 4,700 professional talks to various corporations, nonprofit organizations, and educational institutions all across like North America, Asia, Europe. Unbelievable. I mean, the guy's literally a world traveler. And he's originally from Bangladesh. He now resides in Tampa, Florida. He's a graduate of UCLA. He's got 3 really cool daughters, and he's most passionate about sharing knowledge, empowering with people on levels of personal and business success. I mean, he's seen an amazing amount of success, and I can tell every time I hang out with him, he's extremely passionate about trying to awaken people and show them how to do the same, particularly through real estate investing. And that's been my experience with him. I mean, he's invited me down to Florida. I've stayed at his mini mansion right on the Tampa Bay, right on the water. He's got the yacht in the backyard. And I mean, I'll tell you what, the way he does things, his culture, he opens opens his mansion, open arms, full 3-course meals. I mean, just a top-notch guy, absolutely cool person, that I feel proud to call a friend. And very inspirational, very inspirational. So, without further ado, guys, here is Roger Salam.
All right, brother. thank you so much for the kind words, and I can ditto about you. And what I love hanging around you all the time. That's why I invite you here all the time to all my events and stuff, because you almost cut out of the same cloth, brother. So let me take it away from here. And Justin, since you're on the call, why don't you mute yourself? And I'm going to ask you some questions all throughout, and you can come in at that point so that we can minimize the feedback a little bit. So go mute yourself, and then and I'll call you when I call you. Just then come in. So
okay.
All right. So guys, I'm going to skip about myself these days. If you want to know anything about me, just Google my name, and you're going to find out everything you want to know, and probably things you don't want to know. So far so good. I've never had anything. People tell me that they've found anything terrible about me. So I want to make sure that you get the most out of this presentation. And first thing is stay present. In personal development, we have a saying called "Be there where you are." It's not as easy as it sounds, and you want to minimize distractions. And if your mind's going to wander while we're talking, and especially in a webinar, because I can't see you, I'm at a great disadvantage. If you are in my event, I would have to command your attention, but now I can't see what you're doing at home. And my promise to you is that we're going to have our time together be worthwhile. So minimize your distractions, and if you think of something else, have a piece of paper. Something comes to your mind, jot it down on that piece of paper. Don't lose that thought. Then come right back to the webinar. Because if you try to listen to me and try to remember that thought, chances are you're going to miss both. So that's a technique I've learned to capture things while I'm reading a book or while I'm at a seminar. I always have a one piece of paper to jot down quickly. I mean, as mundane thing is that, hey, I forgot to buy this from the grocery store, or I forgot to pick up dry cleaning, or I forgot to call so-and-so. These thoughts will come to you and try to distract you, and just jot it down and come right back. So that's how you tame your wandering mind. Be ready to learn and take notes and participate. Even though you're at home, then go ahead. If I ask a question, say raise your hand. I know it's funny. Raise your hand, and if nothing else, you'll stay awake. And finally, this has been my experience that have fun. If it's not fun, it's not worth doing it. So today, what I'm going to do, oh, by the way, one more thing. To get the most out of this presentation, shut the little voice inside of you that says, I know. Because I know is the killer of learning. The moment you say, I know, I've heard that before, been there, done that, it shuts off your learning. Because if you and I both have had experience where you've listened to something the second, third, fourth time, and you found something completely new that you missed the first 3 times. Why is that? It's because you are different the 4th time. In personal development, there's a saying called, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. You were not ready to listen to that particular message the first 3 times. And so I listen to tapes multiple times before I really get all of it. My definition of knowing is to know and not to do is not to know. Doing. Until and unless you're doing it, you don't know it. So that's my definition, and that's a proverb. So what am I going to talk to you about today? You're about to discover how to play the game of real estate investing like the big boys do without spending like a hedge fund. And really, for the first time ever, that this has been made possible, and that's why Justin was so excited that what we're doing is how we're helping all of my students and the investors and the homeowners all alike. How you can buy properties at 30 to 70% below market month after month without investing one dime for marketing. Let me repeat that. That's not a typo. That for you to buy properties at 30 to 70% below market month after month without investing one dime for marketing. That alone is worth joining this webinar. And also number 3, how to have a team of experts with a proven system to do all your dirty work while you sit on the easy chair and do 2 things, make decisions and cash checks. I'm serious about that. Everything that I'm telling you, I'm not going to just talk about it. I'm going to prove it to you also. I'm going to go straight into places. And today, I've decided, normally, I do more detailed presentations. And today, I'm going to cut my presentations, slides out, because the concept is so simple. And you may have a lot more questions. So I'm going to open up for question and answers. So as I'm talking, if you have a question, just write it down. So when I open up, don't go type the questions under the questions. because I'm not looking at it because I don't want to be distracted with a question. But I promise you that if I need to stay here till midnight to answer the last person's question or all night, I'm going to be here until I answer all of your questions, because this is it's so simple. It is so simple that you almost have to unlearn. And by the way, I'm guilty of it also, because some of the things I've taught in the past. So what we have taught in the past, you have to unlearn some of the things in order to learn what I'm going to be sharing with you. And I know for a fact, because I've done, by now already done hundreds of people, literally approaching thousands of students with this new concept. And the moment they hear it, they go, well, that makes sense. That makes sense. So let me give you a little bit of my background so you understand where I'm coming from, my professional background, my real estate experience, and my personal creed. Every morning when I wake up, my creed that comes out of my mouth is to build true confidence through knowledge in the mind, honesty in the heart, and strength in the body, to keep friendship with one another, and to build a strong and happy community. Never fight to achieve selfish ends, but to develop mind for right. Grandmaster June Rhee, one of my mentors, gave me this creed when I first attended Tony's Master University, and in Hawaii. I met him, and he gave me this creed, and I fell in love with it, and I made it part of my own, and I shared it with all my students whenever I get a chance to speak. And if you want to Google him, you'll find out what a cool dude he is. He's the gentleman that introduced martial arts to the West. And so, with that being said, as Justin mentioned, I used to be a professional speaker for Anthony Robbins. I used to travel 48 weeks out of the year. That's how I started. And the picture on the left is almost mid-90s when I retired. Believe it or not, that was my first retirement at the ripe old age of in the 20s, and right here in Clearwater, Florida. Now I live in Tampa, Florida. I ran into Tony at another mastermind event 2 years ago, and we caught up again. So I couldn't have asked for a better background in terms of preparing me for all the life lessons and things that happen. So the Winner's Circle, my mission is to help people achieve financial freedom and lead a purpose-driven, fulfilling, and happy life. Let me repeat, my mission is to help people achieve financial freedom and lead a purpose-driven, fulfilling, and happy life. So there is a three different distinct mission in that statement. One is achieve financial freedom, lead a purpose-driven life, and three is living a fulfilling and happy life. Because I realized that if I stopped at number one, because that was my thing, and then I realized that if you don't have a purpose-driven lead a purpose-driven life, and you don't have a fulfilling life, it'll be meaningless life. What's the point of getting everyone become rich if the rich themselves are unhappy? The goal of all goal is to be happy. So today, because real estate is my second love, personal development is my first love. Quite frankly, the number 2 and number 3 is my first love. Number 1 is my second love. But I find that if I don't help people get to number 1, they can't get to number 2 and number 3, experience it fully. There is no true freedom without financial freedom. And so tonight, I'm going to talk about the financial freedom part of it. And the financial freedom part, of all the vehicles for financial freedom, I have chosen real estate as the vehicle. And 7 out of 10 millionaires in this country has made their millions from what? You guessed it, real estate. And the other 3 who made money elsewhere bought real estate afterwards to hang on to their wealth. So they all are in real estate. So of all the ways to create financial freedom, and simply, by the way, I'll give you the simplest definition of financial freedom also. The essence of genius is simplicity. And financial freedom is, very simply, is when your residual income exceeds your expenses. That's when you're financially free, meaning that you don't have to work anymore. And so I'm going to open up for question and answers. You can ask me any question you want. As I said, normally I don't take questions during webinars, but tonight I'm going to answer all your questions. So jot it down, and then when I open up for Q&A at the end, you can start typing one by one, and I'll answer all of them in the order it comes in. And I've chosen real estate as the vehicle for financial independence. Literally, I don't want to very quickly why. Real estate is an ideal business, and ideal is an acronym. I is for income. It can provide cash and cash flow. D is for depreciation. This is the only business that the government gives you tax credit for owning houses. What an awesome business. It's like giving you free money. E is for equity buildup, and equity buildup through the efforts of others. And there's a difference between equity and appreciation. I separate them is because, you know what, if you buy a house today for $100,000, or if some other place $500,000, I just did a seminar in Irvine, in Orange County, California. The average house price is about over $700,000, $729 or $749, something like that. But over $700,000 is the average home price. So I just make it $100,000, or just to make the numbers easy so you understand it. If you buy a house today for $100,000, and if you put 20%, traditionally you put 10 or 20% down and finance the other 80%, there's no guarantee that 10 years from now that property is going to be worth even $101,000. But I don't care if it doubles or if it doesn't increase one penny. One thing I can mathematically guarantee is that that $80,000 mortgage, that's going to go down to, you know, almost half, if not a little less. So that difference that someone else is building, that equity, that paying down the mortgage is typically through tenants, is that your equity buildup. A is for appreciation. Appreciation is what goes up over time. And this is how you become wealthy in real estate. You buy and sell to create cash. You buy and hold to create wealth. It's rare that you're going to become wealthy from just buying and selling, because that's like buying and selling anything else. That's not why real estate. You cannot get all of the benefits of real estate unless you buy and hold. And L is for leverage. This is the most incredible leverage business that you have. And what Justin was mentioning, that my place over here on the water, when I got it 2006 or 7, it was a $2.7 million house. I bought it with no money, no credit. And I just bought it. This is my guest house as just to show my students since then. And I've been teaching since 2005. And so my students can come here and actually touch and believe that, hey, it's possible to buy multi-million-dollar houses with no money, no credit, not just junker houses or low-income properties that people don't want. No, every arena of life people get into trouble. So real estate is an ideal business. So I'm going to give you, and the why I call it ideal is because anybody can do it. Anybody can do it, and you can do it full-time or part-time. You can do full-time or part-time. But here's warning. You can do it part-time, but not sometime. You can do this business part-time, but not sometime. And meaning that you cannot, if you decide to do minimum to get you off the ground, you have to devote 20 hours. If 10 hours a week, it's just going to, it'll take too long. You'll never get into momentum. You need 20 hours a week part-time and to get this business going, and then you can throttle back. You can then go, just once you get momentum, you can throttle back or you can speed up, your choice. So this is phenomenally from that perspective. And if you want to create, one of the reasons I created real estate as my vehicle for financial independence is because there are two ways, distinct paths of going. One I call DIY, do it yourself. This is where you learn how to do real estate investing and you do it yourself. And every single time, by the way, that's a path I took. That's a path I took. And my journey into real estate, most people do things either for inspiration or desperation. My case was desperation. I got into real estate. I was a dot-com millionaire back in the dot-com days. I was part of a company that I took from nothing to $2 billion in market cap in a matter of a year or so. And I had stocks that made me multi-millionaire. And I thought I was pretty much set until the stock market crashed. I was running 3 divisions of that company, and the stock was somewhere around close to $50, and I thought I'll diversify when it goes to 100. Instead of going to 100, it went the other direction, practically basically got delisted. And when the stock market crashed, I literally didn't know, I dug myself such a hole I could never, I said I'd never be able to get myself out of this hole. I didn't know what to do. Late night, I can't fall asleep. I'm flipping through channels, and here comes a guy on TV saying that, hey, you can make money in real estate with no money, no credit. I said, I qualify. And I said, I went to his free seminar, and that was my good friend now, Russ Whitney. It's amazing that he wrote a book last year and called The Inner Voice, and I was on the back cover giving him endorsement. And it was a wonderful feeling. And he's my mentor in real estate, got me started. And I went through his entire university, and long story short, as Justin was mentioning, that I own hundreds and hundreds of houses with my partner here in Tampa Bay. And this is my second go around in real estate, and I'm doing things differently. And that's why, hence, I call it the new paradigm of real estate investing success. And you have this, they're not mutually exclusive. You can do both. Another one is DFY, done for you. Invest in turnkey investment opportunity where it's done for you. So if you're a busy professional and you have done well, whether you're a doctor, attorney, or a manager, or any profession that you are in, you love your job, you're a teacher, and you have saved money, keep doing what you're doing. Follow your passion, but take your money and buy real estate to create your passive residual income. So if you want to know my real estate system, I call it the 5 F's of real estate investing. And these 5 will cover everything you want to know about real estate. And these are like, it doesn't get any more fundamental than this, because the first F is find it. The second F is fund it. The third F is fix it. The fourth F is flip it, as in sell it. And the last F is flow it, as in cash flow it, as in buy and hold for long term. Guys, I was trying to rhyme it with F, and that's the best I could come up with. So if you know a better one, let me know. So find, fund, fix, flip, or flow. Anything you want to talk about real estate will fall into one of these categories. And I bet you that if I ask, Justin is muted, if I asked him that same question, that, hey, is there everything that you and I teach, because he teaches the same thing that I do, is that anything and everything will fall under one of these 5 categories, I bet you he'd say yes. And the one other question I ask is, of this 5F, find it, fund it, fix it, flip it, or flow it, which one is the hardest? Hey, buddy, I'm going to ask you this quiz, so you can unmute and answer me. Of this 5F,
Roger, what is the hardest one out of all these F's?
Yes.
You know what? I think hopefully everybody here knows at this point that's finding it.
Absolutely, spoken like a true real estate investors. And I'm preaching to the choir, guys. If you haven't, and by the way, when I say find it, I'm not talking about calling your realtor and asking to buy a home. I mean, you don't need me or anyone else, or Justin for that matter. There are thousands and thousands of properties for sale. When I talk about finding it, I'm talking about finding a deal, of course. And if you haven't found a deal, there's no reason to fund it. And if there's no deal, there's no reason to fix it. There's nothing, flip, float, nothing matters. The guy who can find it controls the deal. The guy who finds it controls
Boom, baby.
Absolutely. So with that being said, because you can make money in this arena, if you just want to make money, you can focus on any one of these and make money. Because Justin, can somebody make money just by funding it? Of course.
Well, it's possible just by funding it. I mean, they can make an interest rate.
Yes, they're called hard money lenders, right? Well,
yep.
How do hard money lenders make money? Do they go find houses? No. Do they go fix it? Do they flip it, flow it? No. They only do is they fund it. So that's how they make money. So there are people who are called contractors or handyman. Do they go do any of the other things? No, they specialize in just fixing properties, and that's how they make their money. And of course, there's another group of people who don't do 1, 3, or 5. They just sell properties. They're primarily called realtors. They sell. And there are professional property managers that manages hundreds, if not thousands, of properties and make a beautiful residual income from that. So of these 5 things, guys, the hardest is to find it. And I promise you that if you want to, it's obvious to you, Justin, myself, and you guys, but it is not that obvious. 9.9 out of 10 people, if you ask, you go to a Denny's, you go to local at the flea market, go to the Walmart, go to the average person and ask the same question that, hey, which one is the hardest? Guess which one they'll say. It's always number 2. They'll say funded. I mean, if you ask this question, of course, they'll say that, hey, do you want to buy a house? Do you want to own a house? Do you want a portfolio of rental properties? Do you want a portfolio of investment properties? The answer is always yes. Then if you ask them, like, why don't you own a house? They look at you like, are you an idiot? Because I don't have the money. Even if the low-income house, they look at you like, what are you talking about? We're not talking about going to the grocery store and buying a gallon of milk. Even the cheap houses cost tens of thousands of dollars. So, to fit, and after that to fix it and everything else, you need money. So the biggest secret, the biggest lie that's ever propagated is that it takes money to make money. It doesn't take money to make money. What it takes to make money is 2 things. And this is a bonus. You can write it down, folks. I don't even have that slide here. I'm just giving you that if you really want to know what it takes to make money, number 1 is burning desire. Show me how bad you want it, and I'll show you a successful person. Show me the fire in your belly that the fire department combined cannot douse it. I'll show you a successful person. And number 2, why people make money, why people give you money is because of number 2. Really, it's because of specialized knowledge. Specialized knowledge. How did I buy this $2.7 million property with no money, no credit? How can I buy a property for $5,000 for no money, no credit? That requires specialized knowledge, and people will pay you to get that knowledge. And more specialized the knowledge, more the money. Think about it. Guess what? Who makes more money? A general practitioner or a heart surgeon? The answer is always the heart surgeon. Why? Because it's highly more specialized. So now, if finding property is the key, the holy grail for success in real estate investing, there are a whole bunch of people that are called themselves wholesalers. And what do the wholesalers do? They go out, find properties, and they flip it to fix and flip investors, or buy and hold investors. Buy, fix, and flip, or buy, fix, and hold. The 2 kinds of investors. And so, but the wholesalers don't get into that game of the second and either kind of fixing or holding for the properties, because they make their money because they control the deal. So today, and my entire seminar, when we talk about seminar, is my 3-day seminar. I used to do, I don't do anymore. Is all about showing people how to 29 ways to find a property, and then 39 ways to buy them, and then 10 ways to buy it with no money down. All of these are ways to finding it. So I'm going to short circuit all of them into this one thing. Remember I said this is my second go round in real estate investing? I want to play this game in a big way. Meaning my philosophy now is go big or go home. And I've been trying to do that since 07, 08, but I failed at it miserably, and then the market crashed and just really I didn't have the game anymore practically, but I tried to get into the bank REO, because if you want to buy deals, and I'm talking about properties that are deals, you cannot buy from MLS hundreds and hundreds of properties on a consistent basis that are all deals. So the only place that can happen is through the bank REO, because the banks are not in the business of real estate. So they had to, unfortunately, they took these properties back through foreclosure. Now they're stuck with these. They have to get rid of this inventory, and they're looking for, instead of selling it one at a time, they're looking for somebody to get this off of their books in bulk. So I tried to play that game, but I failed at it miserably. And this time last year, when I got back into real estate again, I was doing business consulting. One of my business consulting client, when he found out that I'm in real estate, he sent me a tape. And those of you who are new, a tape is nothing but an Excel spreadsheet with all those properties from the bank. And there are hundreds of properties. So he sent me that. He said, hey, you want to go big? Here it is. You can buy them all if you choose to. So I looked at it. First of all, I knew that the list didn't come from him. When I said I played that game before and I failed miserably, is because I realized that this game is full of middlemen. It's like a daisy chain. And every time I find someone, I think that I found to the source, they're not the source, they're the middleman. And I got so frustrated and I gave up. So this time I asked him the same question. I said, listen, I have no desire to bypass you. If the numbers work for me, I don't care what you make. So, but I have some questions. Can you, because I knew he's not the guy. So I said, can you send me where you got the list? So he said, okay, I got this guy from Wyoming. I called the guy in Wyoming. And I asked him two questions. I knew right away that he's not the source. So I basically said the same thing to him, that I'm not trying to bypass you, but please, I need my questions answered. He goes, I got this from Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And from there, it went to Oregon. And same thing happened over and over again. And I said, oh my God, it is the same old deja vu. And I just gave up. I said, called my friend and said, sorry, I'm not interested. I've got other ways to find deals, and I'm going to just go do marketing, spend marketing dollars to do that. But my friend knew that I was serious. So he kept on searching and searching and searching. Almost 2 months later, he called me back again and said, Roger, guess what? I found the source. I'm going, Young? His name is Young. I said, Young Kim. I said, are you sure this is the source? And you know my definition of source. My definition of source is the guy who writes a check to the bank. And he goes, yes. I said, all right, tell me, where is he? He goes, he lives in Tampa. I said, what? He lives where? I said, give me his address. When he gave me his address, I'm going, oh my God, he's like 15 minutes from where I am. And I said, this is too funny. I immediately picked up the phone and I called him. And I said, we're not worthy. We're not worthy. Hey, man, can I take you out to lunch? So I took him out to lunch. And this was last year. And hence started my relationship. And you're going to find out that I'm not a transaction guy. I'm not a books and tapes guy. I have no desire to sell you guys this evening or at my seminars books and tapes. I've been there, done that. Because every time I sell books and tapes, guess what? I'm the one who's making money. There's very few people that will take action from the books and tapes. So what we did is, the only way you make money is when you buy a property, not the books and tapes. So what we have done is, when I say that one of the first things you're going to discover today is that how you can play the big boys game without having money like the big guys. So what we do is, here's the deal, guys, and finding deals through traditional marketing versus relationship marketing. So I have given up the traditional marketing. I spend money right now. I do the bandit signs because bandit signs work. I don't do direct mail because I don't have time to do that anymore. And you will not have time to do anymore, is because you're going to see by the end, I'm bringing you deals on a silver platter. month after month after month. And so my partners have been buying this for the life since 2006. So here's the deal. Every month, it's like finding deals on demand. On the first of the month, today is the 29th. Guess what? November 1st, we're going to get a list of properties from the largest bank servicer called Ocwen. And many of you, many, if not all of you, if you're in real estate, been long enough and chasing deals, that name will come up. It's Ocwen, and they are the biggest player. They send us a list that has 800 to 1,000 to 1,500 properties on that list. And our specialty are properties that are 50,000 and under. So these are the properties the bank wants to not sell, but practically liquidate. So we have to bid on all of the properties. And if they accept, they have a minimum reserve. They don't have to accept, but if they accept all of them, our price, guess what? We have to come up with the money for all of them. So what we have done, here's the thing that we have done. How can you play? But guys, we're buying these properties at 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% below. And not the asking price, not the value, the starting bid price. So the starting bid price is the starting bid price, the price that they give us is the starting bid price that they have listed on their auction site called Hubzu. If you go to hubzu.com, Hubzu, hubzu.com, if you don't know, that's the auction site primarily that's used by Ocwen. They used to own it, but now they don't own it anymore. They spun it off, but they still use that as their primary auction site. And these properties, this is not an exclusive list, meaning that they've been trying to sell these properties through auction, through other MLS, some, not all of them, some MLS, and of course some they have not even listed anywhere that we get it. So these properties, they've been trying to sell it, and for whatever reason they couldn't. So they gather together every month and send us hundreds, like I said, 800 to 1,000 to 1,500, 2,000 properties every single month. And these properties are scattered, obviously, all over the country. And they send us, and the reason, obviously, they're giving us that deep discount is because we are willing to buy them all. And we buy them pretty much, we have an understanding, but we don't have to do individual due diligence on each and every property. There's just not enough time. So what we do is, this is where you come in. If you imagine you trying to go there. Come on. If you try to go, nobody will even talk to you. Number two, if you're not, you cannot buy. The two reasons why people cannot play this game is because, number one, they don't have even the contact. Even if they could find the contact, most people don't have the millions of dollars it takes to play this game every month. And so now, but if you try to buy one property from them or 10 property from them, and you ask for the same discount, they'll laugh. So, but they're not interested. They could have called all the realtors and do that. So they're not interested in selling 10 or 20. They want to sell by the hundreds. So what we have done is created a private bidding platform. We've created a private bidding platform where you can look at and buy just one property, and get the same discount. And I send you the lockbox code so that you can go, and just because I buy it blind doesn't mean you have to buy it blind. I don't want you to buy it blind. You go, you kick the tires, you go inside, do the due diligence, rehab estimates, you want to do the property, title of the property, check the title, everything. You have time to do that if you're buying 1, 2, 10 properties, but not if you're buying hundreds. So you can look and you decide which one you want, and you can place a bid. And my promise to you is, if you place a bid, I will not compete with you, because I can see the highest bid and I can put $1 more and get it. So I'm not going to do that, compete against you. So then you're asking that if I'm not competing against you, how am I going to make money? It's very transparent. So that every month, and I'm going to show you in a second the actual list so that you understand exactly, and I'm going to open up for question and answers. So you know it's a transparent. The way the bank, the list, I send you the exact same list. I don't mark it up one penny or anything else. And then you do your due diligence. You decide how much you want after your due diligence, after your rehab, just like as if you're talking to a homeowner, that what you're going to offer. And this is not morning. This is not a lowball game, meaning that you don't get a second chance. This is not like going back and forth in a tennis match. You get your highest and best offer. How bad you want this property, and greedy people usually don't get it, but people who want the property, they want to make decent money. The bank wants to liquidate. So you just
Roger,
yeah.
Can I butt in here for 1 second?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Look, I just want to reiterate so people understand and simplify this really quickly. You guys are getting, the 10-hour wholesaler, my tribe, we're all about leveraging, right? Like leveraging other people's inventory, leveraging other lists. We're all about leverage. Guys, you get to leverage, right, and get access to somebody who's putting up millions of dollars in order to purchase thousands, up to 800 to 1,000 properties at a time. Only one person has that relationship, and you're listening to him right now.
Awesome.
Just think about that for a moment.
Really. And guys, I wish, like with the 10-hour wholesale course, that I had Justin's course when I got started, and I had all the things and this kind of relationship, but I couldn't. I failed at it miserably. I could not get to this. But you don't have to buy 800 properties. You can buy one or just 8 this month, and then next month you buy again. And it is a cash game, guys. So, but I'm going to show you that I bought properties. The lowest was $270 for a property. Guys, $270. The tax assessed value on that property was $27,700. So I want to be very transparent so that how do I make money? How I make money and my partners is we charge a small buyer's premium. So when you place a bid, and if we put your bid in that place, and if the bank accepts it, then we charge a $2,500 buyer's premium. That's it. That's less than, in most cases, when you buy, less than a commission of property.
Another interjection, because I know exactly what's going through people's minds as soon as you say that, Roger. A lot of them are thinking, well, what if I don't have the money to purchase the property? Even a $275 property, by the way,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But what if I don't have the money? Guys, what you got to understand here is this is the only way to access properties at 20, 30, 40 cents on the dollar. And when you have access to that, the money is right behind it. I had zero money, right? Now I've bought and sold over 420 properties. I had zero money when I started. It was only because I had leverage. I had access and negotiated and had access to great deals, which brought the private money to me, which brought the credit lines to me, which brought the funding in order to purchase deals. So I had to throw that in there because I just know what some people are thinking.
Absolutely. Cool. And remember, you and I talked about it, that people think that they need money. No, you need first the deal. The money comes.
You need the deal. That's it.
Yeah.
All you need is the deal.
you have the deal, and you can go to your RIA groups and stand up, and people will partner up with you. So now there are 2 ways you can do this thing. So I'm gonna show you this thing so that you can see that this is real. This is not, and month after month, this for the last 10 years. So what I'm gonna do is take you. Let me just what I have it. And guys, here's 2 things. I've been teaching people. There's a concept called live where you want to live, but invest where it makes sense. So one bad thing about this is, even I had lunch with a good friend of mine right here in Tampa, and because he's a rehabber, he goes, man, anytime you have a property in Tampa, just consider it sold. I'll pay you the cash the same day. I promise you, this was his quote unquote. I want you to know that he's willing to pay cash for properties. It's in Tampa. What if there's a better deal in Tennessee? What if there's a better deal in Jacksonville that's not in this market? Live where you want to live, but invest where it makes sense. So what I was teaching people how to invest through systems. If you have to do everything yourself, then you don't have a system. But no matter how much I taught it last year, people still are scared because let's face it, it is, it's not easy. So our business took off is when we offer both, because I am building a portfolio for myself. My partners are building a portfolio for themselves, and all the people that I'm meeting, we can build a portfolio for them as well. So we have also offered now a turnkey investment opportunity. Once you buy the property, you can, of course, if it happens to be in your own backyard, then you can just go and do everything yourself. But if the property is in Ohio, property is in Michigan, property is in California, then you live in Florida, or vice versa. You live in California, the property is in Florida. How do you do that? You can turn it right back to us, and we can do everything for you, including all taking care of the property and in our own unique way, and then also find a buyer for you and then send you the check. But you don't have to. They're small fees, and they're so beyond reasonable that our investors love it. So what I'm going to do is, as I said, and down to the point of you can also send it for servicing to us. So what I'm going to show you is this. I'm going to show you actually this last month's list. It's too late, and I'll tell you exactly how it works. So here you can see the list. First of all, I want you to see if I scroll down, look at how many properties is going down, and still going down. This month, there was 600, and because the first line was a header, there's 628 properties on this list. 628 properties. And so these properties obviously are scattered from starting with Alabama. And when I get these lists from the bank, this is all I get. When I send you the list, this is what the bank sends it to me. The loan number and the address and property type, whether it's a single family or a duplex or a fourplex. Like over here, there is one fourplex. And then there's a logbox code and the list price. The list price is where will you find this list price? Typically, if you go to hubzu.com and try to buy this property, this is the starting bid price. So when I say that this is not an exclusive list, remember, these properties, the bank have been trying to sell it through Hubzu, through other sources, but they couldn't. And that was the lowest price. So if you want to buy this property, this fourplex, the lowest price that the website can accept is $27,200. So when they send it to us right now, I am going to take at 50, make an offer. Let's say I do the due diligence. Yeah, 27. I'll pay $12,000 for this house. Then I can put $12,000 as my offer price for this property. That's my bid. So, and I'll teach you all the ways how you can win it. But I'm right now just giving you an example that how real it is. So, but here's what happens. On November 1st, I will get the list. The moment I get the list, because you have 7 days from the time I send you to do your due diligence and make your offer. You have 7 days. Now, I know to 7 days to go look through all of these properties. How do you decide what is the best deal? So I want to do, first of all, help. First of all, when I send the list, first thing people want to know is that, are there properties in Alabama? Are there properties? I live in California. Are there properties in California? I live in Florida. So what I do is these tabs below that you see broken down by states, I created those tabs. The bank didn't. So I create those tabs. for Florida. So then you go to, so instead of looking at this many properties, look at in Florida, I have for this month, we have 81 properties. Out of that 630 properties, 81 properties are in Florida. And so when you can list it, I list it by city. Now if you live in Apopka, and by the way, Apopka is a suburb of Orlando. So people who live in Orlando area, they know Apopka right away. It's in Orlando. So they know, and so they, oh yes, I'm going to do this. So I first do this breakdown by state, so it's easy for you to go right to your state. Then what I do is do all of these other, what I call value add analytics. I try to give you right off the bat that, hey, some kind of, I have people, I own a BPO service company, business process outsourcing company. As Justin was mentioning, I'm originally from Bangladesh. I have a BPO company in Bangladesh. So I send the list to them, and I have an army of people. They start doing the analysis of these hundreds and hundreds of properties, and I want this analysis done in 24 hours. So what do? They go find, they follow my instructions. So I teach them, they go find out, there's a website called totalviewrealestate.com. If you don't know, you should write that down. If you go to totalviewrealestate.com, and I'm going to totalviewrealestate.com, and you'll see this is the website for totalviewrealestate.com, and you can write down the address. By the way, it's free. So if you write down, they give you the value of the property, another one. So I go there. So instead of you having to go to TotalView, I put down, go to TotalView and write down what the value of the property is according to TotalView. Then I go to Zillow and I write down what does Zillow say is the range. Another thing of Zillow is telling you this same property is worth 52 to 90,000. eAppraisal is another valuation site, and if you see it's blank, that means eAppraisal didn't have a value for this one. But look at this one. This one, I try to give you 3 valuations. For this particular property, I'm looking at the number 5, row 5, this property on Arcadia, Florida. So TotalView is telling me the property is worth 71,000. Zillow is telling me it's worth between 42 and 81, and eAppraisal is telling me it's between 67 and 91. So then I want to go, and when you place the bid, guys, we need 50% deposit. So if for this property, now look at it, that this property was, the list price was 35, and it's already listed 50% of almost what it's worth. It says 70 here, it says 67, it says almost 90, and it's already at 35. If you decide, not me, you do your due diligence, and I don't make any more money whether you bid high or bid low. So I have no incentive for you to bid you more. So you take it 35 and you decide, you know what, I went, it needs a lot of rehab. The most I'm going to pay is $20,000 for this house. Great. So you'll need 50% deposit of that 20, and there's an offer deadline. Remember, I said these are all gone. So the deadline was the 9th of October. So 50% deposit, and all of these properties that we're sending you are vacant. So when you go there and if you see somebody living there, those are squatters. So let us know so we can get them out. And so here's the buyers. I put it in red so you will not forget that so you take that account as you are doing your due diligence, your profitability. And I also tell you, what was the last time it sold? The last time it sold for $55,400 and $31 a square foot. When did it sell? It sold in 1996. So in 1996, this property was sold for $55,000. And guys, it's already, you can buy it at $35,000 if you wanted to buy it from the Hubzu website. But if you want to buy it through us, you can buy it less than that. This is the only place where you can get it for less through this. So, and square, it's 1,800 square feet. It's a big lot, built in 1916. The tax assessed value, this is another thing I do, is if I can buy a property less than the tax assessed value, I know I'm doing good. So, and the question is how much below? And then when was the year assessed? Is 2014. So that means the recent tax assessed value is 51,000, and it's 2-bedroom, and it's 2-bath, and it's a big house. It's, guys, it's 1,800 square foot home. Obviously, so these bedrooms and baths must be very large. And guess what? It's a complete address. So I give you the complete address over here to save you time so that you can copy paste it onto any other site that you want to go to and look at some picture. For example, I go copy paste, and if I want to go to look at some pictures, I want to go to realtor.com. Let's say I want to go to realtor.com, so that when you come here, I give it to you so that you don't even have to come and type it. I just go copy paste, and in Arcadia, that same property I was looking at, continue, bingo. I want to save you time. So that's why I do all of this work for my students. And then I also give you the Google map. If you're sitting down at your home, you can buy these properties from China. You can buy these properties from anywhere. Next month, I'm literally flying to Asia and to speak at a group, and I'm going to be talking about this. It's a bedroom bath the rental rate. I give the, this is for the Google stuff. So you can see all of this analysis. It takes time to do, but I give it to you. So you decide. And once you decide after your due diligence that you want to bid for this property, we're looking at, let's say that $12,000, you just put, $20,000, you put in column K the 20,000. That's it. And then you send me this, and then we give you the actual agreement between you and us to buy this property. And it's called bid sale agreement. It's a purchase agreement. It's called bid sale agreement. And here's the thing. After you place the bid in the 7th day, and that's your last day to bid, and then the next day you wire us 50% of the deposit, and the bank takes about 2 weeks to let us know if we won the bid or not. If we win it, then you must come up with a balance, the other 50%, within 24 hours. If not, you lose the deposit. Why? Because the bank is thinking that we placed the bid, not you. And since 2006, my partners, we have not missed one payment. That's why we're on the top of the line. So if you decide not to buy it, we still have to go ahead with the contract because the bank accepted our offer on your behalf. So what if the bank says no? Within 24 hours, we send the money right back to you. So if you accept the bid, so if you bid in 10 properties, you go, this one was 10, this was asked for 52, you want to bid 25 on this one, 25,000, this other one, and look at it, and you can play this thing. You can go to Florida, where we're in Florida, right? So you can play with it. You can go and sort this by this column, smallest to largest. So if I do it instead of alphabetically, there's a property for less than $10,000. That's the starting in Boca Raton. It's actually a condo. So when you look at it, and it's a property type, it says CO, condo. So you can buy a condo in Florida. The list price is $8,400. That means you can buy it 30, 40, 50%, whatever you decide. And the total view is telling you this condo is worth $46,000. Guys, when was the last time you had a chance to buy properties like this? And they're telling you that this condo is for $8,400, and Zillow is telling you this can go as high as $81,000, and eAppraisal, that's why I give you 3 values right away so that you can make some sense. Okay, I'll take the lowest value. Even if it's $23,000, which was the eAppraisal, it is still a phenomenal deal. But what we don't know is, I don't know is how much is the rehab estimate for this property? How much it costs to rehab? So, guys, same thing, 50% deposit, offer deadline, it's vacant, and we give you what's the square footage, oh my God, the last sale amount, of course, this condo was sold for $78,000 in 1998. It's big condo, it's 1,255 square foot. This year built is 1974, and tax assessed is $13,000. Remember I said that the reason I put the tax assessed is because if you can buy property below the tax assessed value, you're always doing good. So $8,400 was the list price, and $13,000 is the tax assessed. So that means we are not paying the list, but if it's worth it to you, don't try to negotiate anymore. You're gonna get it. So this is what I'm talking about in reality, guys. Every month, month after month. Let me show you I'm gonna the Ocwen list month after month. That was what October. October, September. So where is it? So here is this, guys. Here's the September list. I'm just opening up remember? So now look at the September list. How many properties were in September? I'm going to go all the way down. In September, there were 771 properties in September. So if I go also on this one, the list price, and then the column K is the offer column. This is where you put down the offer. If I sort it by price, smallest to largest, guess what? Oh, there's one property, I don't know if for $1. The lowest priced property that I paid was $260 or $70. 2000, 2014, 220, 222, 30, 30. So if I just keep going down, so for 10, there are basically, here's 10,000. So that means there are 26 properties that you could have, the list price is less than $10,000 on this list. And if this property happens to be out of your area, then buy it and give it to us, and we'll take care of everything for you. So this is what I'm telling you. I am not interested in selling you books and tapes, because you make money when you buy properties. You don't make money by buying books and tapes. So here's what I'm offering. Hey, Justin, I've been sending you this list for months now, haven't I?
And it rocks.
It rocks. And you know, our buddy John in Panama City, guys, John bought a property from this list earlier this year, and he paid $33,000, $30-some thousand for property. He made $80,000 on that one property. I
ended up having 3 lots.
Yes, that's the 3 lots. And so how he got lucky on that one. He thought he was gonna make, $40,000, something like that. And and for $30,000, guys, it was a teardown. It was a teardown, and because he's local, he knew how much the lots were worth. He knew the lots were worth at least $40,000 each, and there were 2 lots. So all right, I'll just tear down the building, and basically to tear down it'll cost me another few thousand, so $40,000 in. So he'll sell one, get his money back, and he'll sell one for $40,000. That's his profit. When he went to the city, the city told him that he can subdivide the lots into, instead of 2 lots, there were actually 3 lots. So he got $40,000 a lot for 3 lots. One got the money back, and the 2, he basically is.
We're straight up cash. I remember that when he texted me, he goes, "Dude, you are not going to believe what just happened on that deal I just bought from the list." And he's a perfect example of the reality of the situation. John, that's I forgot about that. John is just an average. He's a typical guy. He's a good dude, and he had access to the list, had access to this deal, presented it to one of his people in his local RIA, and they funded the entire thing.
Yep.
Literally within like 30-minute conversation. Boom, done. All he had to do was present the opportunity to this guy who wanted to put his money into a smart investment. He looked at the numbers and goes, yeah, this is no-brainer. Bam, funded the deal.
And by the way, two things here. That he was smart enough, he presented the deal to a builder. And so the builder, what does a builder need? Lots. So he can put spec homes and double, triple his profit. And in this entire transaction, how much money did I make?
25.
2,500, buddy. So I'm his new best friend.
Yes, you are.
I'm his new best friend. I couldn't be happier for him. I couldn't be happier for him. So the guys, you decide. Average wholesale, this price is $3,000 to $5,000. It's the name of the game is speed. Speed. How fast you move that money, and then do it again, do it again, do it again for doing that. So here's what I'm going to do. Before I open up for question and answer, and as I said, I'm gonna give you. So I told you that I'm going to give you an opportunity to get this exclusive opportunity. So my bank is every month for 12 months for a one-time fee of $19.97. You get a one-time fee of $19.97. You get this list, and every single month. I'm going to give you some bonuses, but as I told you, my first love is not real estate. My first love is personal development. I've developed a course called Success Acceleration Through Inevitability Thinking, not just positive thinking. And it's an 8-module course that over my lifetime, all the things I've learned from all my mentors, from Tony Robbins to Dr. Stephen Covey to many, many others, and I have sort of sifted them the best of my ability to give you the concept that has made this the most powerful program in my opinion, and that most people. And here's the reason I call it Success Acceleration, guys. It's not because that you need me. I believe that you've come this far without me. You don't need me, but I promise you is that whatever you want to get, I can accelerate that. And so these 8-module program will create and end you with your cultivating an attitude of gratitude. So you move at your own pace. You're going to get this instantly, like as soon as you invest. And here's the other bonus. You also get to come to my Success Acceleration live seminars that I sell for $9.97, and you get to come as part of this program for free. And the next 3 dates are Atlanta, this weekend coming up. Today's Thursday. So if you live in and around Atlanta, this is a must for you. Come October 31st and November 1st, Saturday, Sunday. If you live in Florida, Orlando is November 7th and 8th. Or if you live in the West Coast, I'm doing LA December 5th and 6th. And so these are the last 3 events for this year. And so you can come to these seminars for free. These are 2-day. And again, I don't sell books and tapes at these seminars. These are pure education seminars. And you also get a one-on-one strategy session with your real estate business, because one size does not fit all. I need to know what is your goal and what resources you have. I need to know where you are so I can create a strategy for you. And if you have no money, no credit, I can create a strategy for you. And if you have millions of dollars, I can create a strategy for you. And if you have money, I can turbocharge your success. And for that, thank you. And one more bonus, when you can also bring your partner or spouse to Success Acceleration live seminars for free. Because I believe that if you and your spouse, you're not growing at the same pace, you go to a seminar and then you come back and say, you did what? And so here's what they'll do. And they'll freak out. So I want you to bring your spouse or partner to the seminar as my guest. And finally, so let me give you the summary. So you get my Bank RU list. You get the 8-module Success Acceleration program. You get one-on-one live strategy session. You get 2 days of Success Acceleration Live seminar. By the way, you can come to as many Success Acceleration Live as you like. And you can bring your partner, spouse for free. So being part of today for Justin's group, your investment is not $19.97. It's only one time $9.97. And I'm going to also tell you right now how to get everything for free. If you are in my seminar or I'm speaking to you live, every hand in the room goes up by this now. How many of you would like to get everything for free? Remember, I started this seminar that I am not a books and tapes guy. That's not why I'm doing this. If you invest in one property from me in the next 12 months, I will refund the entire investment of your $9.97. Let me repeat that. That you're paying me today $9.97 to have access to this list every month, month after month. And when you buy just one property, not next month, any time in the next 12 months, whenever you buy it, that's when I refund you your entire $9.97. And guess what? For some of you, if you were to come to Atlanta this weekend, whether you can fly there, you'll be getting your check back before your credit card bill is due. So and I will bring, Atlanta is November 1st, I'm going to bring them some list of properties with me. So we'll show you what we do and how in the seminar, what we do is educate you on how to deal with these properties step by step. And we basically tell you what we do. When we turnkey your program, when you give us a property in Tennessee and you live in Florida or you live in California, you bought a property in Michigan, what do we do? How do we market it? What kind of return are we telling you you're going to get? All of those details we tell you on the seminar, so that you can either A, go do it yourself the same way, or you say, you know what, I'll do too much work, I'll just write a check. We're there for you. So you can do either one. So one more time, this is the offer, and go to VIPRElist.com. VIPRElist.com, and you invest in one property in the next 12 months, and you'll get 100% refund. So I'm going to show you just for a second. I'm going to take you there, the VIPRElist.com, so that you'll see what to do. And you go to this website, the Winner Circle, you'll see the Bank ARIA program. It says click here to registration form. And if you just scroll, of course, if you have any questions about registration process or something, call this number 407. And if you scroll down, guys, you're going to see testimonials from people that have attended the seminar, the live event recently. And I have enough testimonials to sink a boat. So you click on the click here for the registration form. You come over here and you'll see it's already the special price that it's not $19.97, it's $9.97. And then basically you fill out the form and you submit it, place your order. And also right here on this form, it shows the 3 cities. Register now for upcoming seminars, whether you want to come to Atlanta, Orlando, or Los Angeles, whichever one you want, or you can repeat as many times as you want. If none of this happens this year, I mean, you can make it. You can, of course, come to the next year's schedule also, which will be released shortly, next year's schedule. So this is what you do. You go over here, and for example, if you're in Atlanta, then you click on register now for Atlanta. It'll take you to the Atlanta page, and it will show you exactly where its seminar is in Atlanta. And it tells you the date is October 31st and November 1st. Atlanta Airport Marriott Gateway. The phone number is there, the address is there, and the brief agenda for the 2 days there also. All right. And you fill out. So this is how I know that you're coming to the seminar. And so this is the Bank ARIA program. That's where you go to. One thing, yes. So this is. Let me put it back up. And how we do it.
So Roger, everybody has to go to viprelist.com.
Yes.
Right.
viprelist.com. And is there anything that you want to clarify before I open up for Q&A?
I need to clarify for people to understand one more time,
yes.
grasp the reality of, especially, you know, a lot of people on the call here, most people are 10-hour wholesaler members, and they understand this concept and this paradigm shift, which a lot of you, you know, and other fellow investors have helped influence. But look, the REO game that is typical when you go on the MLS is dead. If you want any potential to get anything at deeply discounted discounts, this is it. Okay, this is where it begins and ends. This is it. Otherwise, you know, there's a few other options out there when it comes to inventory. But if you want real distressed inventory for pennies on the dollar that anybody will lend you money on to get, this is it. And I just I need people to deeply understand that. That's why I bought into this. That's why I get the list. That's why my partners and I deal with it. That's why my friends are dealing with it. This is, I hate to use the word secret because it sounds so cliche, doesn't it?
Yeah. So,
yeah, but it is.
Absolutely. Guys, I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. I never received an offer like this, because you're gonna get the list. You're gonna get the access to all the things. I'm gonna send you a webinar that I did explaining the bidding process one more time, and you'll be assigned a personal success coach whose job is not to sell, whose job is to answer questions. That's not your real estate coach or anything else. Their job is to answer questions about the list on how to buy properties. And because we know the only way you make money is when you buy properties. Whether you want to joint venture with someone else or you have the money, and people are buying these properties from their IRA, from their Roth IRA, from their 401k, things like that. It's regular IRA. That's where they're getting. So,
right, Roger, and your support is bar none probably the best support I've ever dealt with. When my partner and I were trying to figure out when we joined, and we were figuring out exactly how we can utilize the list to the best of our advantage. Guys, he invited us to his mansion on the water in Tampa, and he spent an entire day with us, divulging into details, right, personally, with his business partners. Their support is off the chain. All right, so I just want to throw that out there. And any opportunity that anybody has to work with you, Roger, I mean, honestly, it's pure luck, right? Because you definitely do some phenomenal things, and the fact that you pay more attention to the mindset, which is what I 110% believe and what I preach to everybody, means a lot. Which again is, you say we cut from the same cloth. Is because you and I agree that really the most important real estate for me is the real estate in between your ears, right? Because it all comes down to what you will allow yourself to do. This right here is, again, cliche, but secret little ninja stuff, right? That people didn't know that I was part of. And now they're getting the opportunity to do this. And so allow yourself to do it, right?
Yep. By the way, I'm just writing the answer also. That somebody asked, now I'm into the question and answer, guys. So you go start typing your question, and I'm just starting at the top and answering one by one. Somebody asked, some simple question, and they said, how do you spell the name of that bank? It's Ocwen, O-C-W-E-N, and I just wrote it on the chat, and I'm sending you all. That's the name of the how do you spell the name of the bank? The next one is if the company is called Arkin. No, it's not Arkin, it's Ocwen. By the way, you're not gonna get the list from that. List does not exist. They create the list and send it to us. So that, and
That's the whole point here.
That's the whole point.
Guys.
Somebody's trying to Google that list, so guys. So here's the thing. I have just one rule. I don't have too many rules. What I don't want is, once I email you the list, if I see you that you're posting it everywhere, you're sending it, then you're off the list and no refund for you. So if the company's called Aquin, okay, it's Arkin, so that's gone. So the next one, okay, next question. It says, how can we as buyers get the best price when there are X amount of other buyers trying to cherry pick the deals? Nowadays, people are buying sight unseen and then realizing to other wholesalers in a market. So guys, first of all, is that pick the deals unseen and then really to their wholesalers in the market. Okay, so somebody asked multiple questions in one question. So I'm just gonna break it apart, break it down, and give you the whole thing. All right. So, and first of all, first question was that, hey, how can we as buyers get the best price? And guys, you decide. I do not. One thing I do not do is I do not pit my students one against the other. This is not. I'm not trying to get the bidding price up so that I can make more money, because I don't make any more money if somebody pays that full price or somebody pays the lowball it. So you do your. And second part of the question was that, hey, nowadays people are buying sight unseen and then realizing that it's not a good deal. So that's exactly. I don't want you to go do sight unseen. I'm taking that risk. I am the idiot here. Buying sight unseen, but you don't have to. Remember, look at the list, guys. I'm going to show it to you again. That when I send you the list, each of the property, there is a lockbox code. There's a lockbox code, so you can go to the house, or if you have a cousin that lives in that particular city, you have a friend that lives there. If you don't have anybody, you can call a realtor. Guess what? They do these things for free. If you just call a realtor, said, I'm going to buy this property, and I'm from an out-of-town investor. If you go help me look at it and to give me your opinion, do a CMA, and then when I'm ready to sell it, I'll list it with you. Just for that, they will go and do it for free. So we teach you all of these things at the seminar. Nowadays, so that's what about the deposit situation? And that was a third question. The deposit situation is simple, that you do not bid if you don't have the whole money. If you're going to bid 20,000, please, I urge you that if you have 10,000, oh, you know what? In 2 weeks, I'll raise the other 10,000. Then don't bid, because don't risk. I don't want you to take that risk. Have the whole 20,000 and then bid the 10,000. And then if you don't win it, you get the deposit back within 24 hours. If you win it, I need the other 50% within 24 hours. Because whether you come up with the second 20% or 50% or not, guys, I still have to, go forward. Simple as that. So with that being said,
it's irrelevant.
Yeah, it's
irrelevant, because you're not going to make a 50%. At least in my opinion, most people aren't going to make a 50% bid unless you can make the full purchase. And in order to do that, if you're not going to use self-directed IRAs, your own equity line, credit line, corporate credit, your own cashola, right? If you're going to go out and raise the money, then you're presenting the opportunity. In essence, what you become is an opportunity to that person, that private investor, to put their money into a good, safe place where they're going to make high returns. Well, you just let them know, or even show them. A lot of people go, oh, but what if they want to go around? Let's talk about the elephant in the room. A lot of people think that, right? Well, guess what? Smart money, they don't have time to do this. They don't want to do this. They want you to do it, and they want you to give them the good return. Ask me how I know. This is how I've built my life, right? So so that question becomes sort of irrelevant because it's your job, right? If you don't have those other sources, then raise the private money, and when you get it, show them what you have availability in order to show them what you can accomplish, right? And you'll have the money there. Make sense?
Yep. So so those are very good questions, because if you're your first time, and guys, one of the things is that I'm here to give your money back. I'm here to give your money back. So I am not here taking that $997. The only reason I'm even asking the $997 is I just want only serious people to deal with. That if you're not serious, that for $997 every month, hundreds of properties in a silver platter with zero marketing cost is coming to you, and when you buy one property, I'm giving your whole $997 back, and you can get that. This can happen to you this weekend. You don't even have to, wait in less than 30 days to get it. So you are in a position to do that. If you need to get into the program to create a payment plan, just call my office. The phone number is there, and when you go to the VIP RE website, the phone number is there. I'll make it happen, because I'm going to give it back to you anyway. And there's one group of people. I find they want to. I want to make it happen. They don't care about the refund. Come on, guys. They can buy one house and make all of it back. So they want to go and just pay a couple of, break it down to payments so that they can, during that time, go and wholesale a house to make that money back. But my commitment is that when you buy your first house, whether it's for month 1, month 6, month 8, or month 12, you're going to get your $997 back, 100%. Guys, if you have any other questions, keep on typing. So I'll go and answer all of the questions for you. Another question is that, hey, how can I bid if I don't have all of the money? I think I answered that question. You shouldn't bid if you don't have all of the money. But I'll tell you what, another question was a better question, is that how can I raise the funds? Just like my friend, he had the money, but he wanted to joint venture. So he just went to he got the deal, and he went to the RIA club, and somebody joint ventured with him. So you can go to the RIA club, wherever your home is. Find that if you don't know what the RIA club is, just Google it. That the local RIA clubs, REIA, Real Estate Investors Association for the local city, and there are plenty of investors, hard money lenders, who will joint venture with you because of the deal. And then you go and do your due diligence, look at the title, look at the structure, what it needs, and then you come up with the estimate, and then decide how much you want to place a bid. And if you don't get it, zero risk. You get your entire deposit back, not one penny. There is no, I don't keep $10 of it. You get 100% of that back to you. And simple as that. If there's a little wire fee that you incur for that, that's just the cost of doing business. Any other questions?
Yeah, I think it was like $15, $25 wire fee or something like that.
Wire fee. So that's the cost of doing. I mean, we don't charge any fee from our side to do that. And I have people, if the local people bring checks to me, so that they avoid those bank fees. I hate paying bank fees. So, anybody, any other questions? I think I didn't answer. I mean, there are a lot of the questions I read. They're the same questions, just other people have asked the exact same question. So there were a lot of questions.
Is it mainly about? Yeah, it looks like it's mainly about the funding. Again, guys, just look. You have to have access. You have to have the list in order to raise the money.
Yeah.
Period. It's just not another way around it. A couple guys were asking, "What's the name of the bank?" Well, guess what? Only these guys are putting up the dough, the cheddar, the cake to get that. That's why Ocwen deals with just Roger, right? So this is another level. We're playing at a big boy level here, right? But it's accessible, truthfully, to anybody. You just need access to the list and get up off the couch or whatever it is you're doing, right? Not everybody's off the couch. Some people would just spend too much time being busy in their own mind, busy, not doing the most effective things. So I can tell you right now, right, it's not hard to raise money when you have a real deal. Now, if anybody's ever gone to the local RIA and had trouble in the past raising money, I guarantee you 110% it's because you didn't have a deal. And if you did, it's because you thought you had a deal.
Yes. Amen. And every time people say that,
right?
yeah, I do. That's because you didn't have a deal. Because those are seasoned investors. They can smell a deal.
Mm-hmm.
And they can
smell it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, and you know what? Another thing is that when you come to Atlanta or Orlando or LA, one of the events, you'll actually meet my partners. They have been buying these properties from the bank since 2006. And now, and what I didn't tell you, some of the things is that really that now we have other sources, not as big as Ocwen, but they're smaller servicing companies like Nation Star, Carrington, and we're getting lists from them. So besides this,
I love the Nation Star stuff.
Yeah, besides this once a month, you're gonna in between. Whenever I get that list, those typically what we do is if we get a list of 12 houses or 29 houses, we try to sell them as a package or create small packages for people and sell them. But those are gone. And when I send you emails, those sometimes we just buy them and just want to sell them outright at our buyer's premium, and you can buy it. So if you get those emails, headline will say bonus Bank REO. If you get those emails, pay attention and just jump. If you want any properties, there will be typically people these days, they're not even waiting to email. They're just picking up the phone and texting me and say, I want this. Please hold this for me. Money's, I'm getting ready to wire the funds. I said, all right, first come, first serve. So if you're serious about real estate investing, you want to take the game to another level, then you get my friend. You can play with us like the big boys do, and you don't need millions of dollars. You can start with one house, because we all started with nothing. I was penniless when I started in real estate. So I can appreciate it, and you pay your dues, you come back up, and you're going to have your $1 million houses also. So, all right. I hope our paths will cross again, and I'll get to see you live at one of the seminars this year. And if you need help, if you have more questions, please go to the website, email, the phone number is there, email is there, call. If you need payment plan, we're here to help you. Let us know how we can serve.
Right on. Rogers, can you clarify, is this available for just tonight, this $9.97?
Yes, what we're doing is that, hey, guys, I'm going to, I made this available that if you want this, go grab it, because you're not serious if you're not going to, especially I'm giving you a money back offer. I mean, it's not just a money back offer. Just buy the house. It's yours. And I write you a check full for $9.97. My happiest days are when people get these checks before even their credit card bill is due.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah, that's what we did. When you come to the weekend seminar, you'll be able to buy houses right there during the weekend, because we don't sell books and tapes. We sell houses and these properties, and we're going to do analysis. And sometimes what we do is we create small pools. For example, like I just sold this one. For example, like there's a package of 4 houses. 4 houses for $48,000, dude.
I love it.
And that, by the way, this includes the buyer's premium. When I sell packages, it's including. So just for kicks, this house in Arkansas, right? The first house is in Arkansas, but it doesn't matter where the houses are, because we take care of the property, and the or is in a
if they did the lease option program. That's awesome. And look, this as anybody knows, I don't work, my list, I really don't, there's not many other people that I let cross paths with my tribe and my communities because I believe in the value of focusing. Learn something, get really good at it, and just do it. But this is just so important and so effective. And so I feel like I just had to share it with everybody. I mean, there's not one single person on this call that says, man, there's just so many, Justin sends me so opportunities. Unfortunately, what I do is encourage people, I show people what we do, but I don't send out any opportunities from anybody else to my list, just you, because I know that this is a game changer, and I just want my people, just out of pure appreciation of them being a part of our community, I want them to have this available to them, just so people understand where I'm coming from with.
I want to show you, like, one property is this package that we're sold, this Ocala property. I mean, this whole package is $48,000, right? And one property, the valuation, just one of the property is $45,000. So this the kind of properties the equities that you have. I sold
three houses for free. I mean, think about worst case scenario. What if those things rented like only 400 and 500 and another 500, right? That's what is that? That's $1,200 a month in cash flow.
Cash flow.
If you didn't flip them, right? So you got no debt, right? You flip one, you keep the other three, you're making $1,200 a month.
So it's rare that it doesn't happen every day. So it's your lucky day that Justin brought this to your attention, and hopefully you'll take advantage of it. So please go to VIPRElist.com, and today investment is only $9.97 today. And please know that the moment you buy it, you'll get 100% of your money back, no questions asked. We're happy to at that point because you're an action taker, and you have. If this month you didn't see anything that you fancy, wait for the next month, and then wait for the next month, and the next month. You've got 12 months to do this. So, and by the way, we're also increasing the quality of the those valuations and everything else, making the offer process even faster, better by the next go around. All right, brother.
Yeah, I've been noticing a lot of adjustments you guys are making it even easier for us. So that's appreciated. Meant to thank you for that earlier. Yeah, Brand. Well, it's been awesome. I really appreciate you sharing all this with all of us, man. I mean, I've been wanting to give this opportunity to my people for a long time. So I'm glad we were finally able to lock in a night and make this happen.
I really appreciate the opportunity also, and I respect the fact that you don't let just anybody to come share things with your tribe. You do it yourself. You've come to my seminars. You have invested. We've gone to doing other things in personal development arena. We are now taking it to another level. So you wanted to share with your tribe. So I appreciate that. And please, if you are listening, take advantage of it.
Awesome, Roger. Well, thank you so much, man, for being here.
All the best. I'll see you soon.
All right, buddy. See you soon. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
If you guys have any questions, email us or email Roger. Go to VIPRElist.com and make this happen. Thanks for being here.
VIPRE as in real estate list.com. VIPRElist.com. VIPRealEstateList.com.
Perfect.
All the best. Good night and God bless.
Excellent.
Godspeed.